apartments and houses for his girlfriends and starlets. Along with their salaries, he paid for acting, voice, and dance lessons. He also dictated what they ate, wore, and who they saw.
They could not date. They were pretty confined in their activity. He had the innate need to control.
Some of them you wouldn't see anymore, but he kept sending them checks. There was 80-some checks that went out every month for people just to keep them quiet.
With his women stashed around town like prisoners, Hughes moved surreptitiously from bed to bed, but not before he sent each to his personal doctor.
He'd have his doctor check them out, make sure they didn't have any diseases.
But what the women didn't know was that Hughes was hiding something about himself. Sometime in the 1930s or early 40s, he reportedly contracted syphilis.
The first revelation about Hughes having syphilis came from Noah Dietrich, who worked closely with Hughes for a number of years. Dietrich talks about how Hughes had contracted syphilis in the mid-1930s from one of the blonde actresses he was dating at the time.
Hughes developed blisters on the palms of his hands. His doctor immediately diagnosed the disease as syphilis and told him not to shake hands with anyone for 6 weeks. It was the beginning of another lasting phobia. Accounts vary about how Hughes may have treated the disease, likely taking a combination of mercury and arsenic, known as the magic bullet, and possibly the experimental cure of the day, penicillin.
Syphilis in those years could be easily killed by antibiotics. I assume they gave Howard Hughes antibiotics in the hospital when he had his plane crash. So therefore, if he'd have had syphilis, he would have been killed.
At the autopsy, doctors reported no residual effects of syphilis in his brain tissue, so people still debate whether he actually had the disease. But for Howard Hughes, just the word syphilis wreaked havoc on his mental state. It played heavily into his lifelong fear of contamination.